Alright. That didn't work out. Gotta go back home now. There's not anybody at the front desk, so to go see Earl, I really don't know what I'd have to do. And now my mother said that she's not sure if they're accepting guests. I don't know what the legalities are about having cameras. I'm just going to keep it in my pocket just to be courteous, you know. I'm not after St. Dominic's any kind of way. I really was making a pit stop, and boy, did I make a shit stop. You know, stuff like this can happen sometimes when you combine herbs to get So anyway, like what I was saying, when you combine herbs, and I've done so in a hurry, and like I'm with kids and I'm moving around all over the place, so I went in there and made a splash. It's a hell of a mess. So I'm gonna leave before they try to make me clean it up or something. How disgusting. Try to get that under control pretty soon. Now, Gene brings me food from the college and everything, and most of it I like, but some of it, when you become an adult, you realize that you're eating like this student food. It's like student food. So, I'm just gonna mosey on back home. Like I told Gene, we're painting the roof of our place. The heat is just ungodly right now, and I got a feeling it's still going to stay fairly hot for another, 6 weeks. But thank God, like last night I stepped out, and the temperature outside at like 3 in the morning was pretty nice. So, hey, normally I'd stay behind and clean that up, but it's hell of a mess. I don't even know, just to get it clean professionally. Hey, most people who know me, and also if you watch these kind of videos, I don't carry a firearm. So, if I'm recognized or anything, I'm also recognized as being somebody that doesn't carry a firearm. I carried a firearm just briefly while Jim was working as a manager of a convenience store. I've had a holster before, but I'm not in the habit of regularly carrying a firearm. I'm not in an area where I would need to have a firearm. And this whole gun control thing's got out of control, eh? Yeah, I'm not too happy with it. That was nasty. Now, this camera functions. You can open it, and then I can see the screen on the back, and also I know whether or not the batteries are still on and it's working and things like that. I've recorded, a lot of stuff on here, and some of it is private. I mean, nothing to get your panties in the water about, but it's private. I'm not trying to beat anybody's brains out, sue anybody, hurt anybody physically, I mean, I'm human. I can watch somebody that I think is just a complete bastard suffer. I can do that. In fact, I can make them suffer if I really need to. But I don't stalk people and gang up on somebody or try to surprise somebody and hurt them. I just I got more kindness than that. My name's Paul. It means kind and gentle and little. So we're doing a lot in one day. All right. There's an Ossifer. I didn't drink on the way here. I started drinking after I got here. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. You don't need to leave here. Unless you need somebody to come pick you up. Getting drunk from time to time is fairly healthy. And festival situations or, if you need a stress reliever, it works. Don't let anybody fool you. Now, if you're not a drinker and you just don't like the taste, don't like the feeling, then don't do it. I mean, I wouldn't force anybody to drink, or even advise a non-drinker just to gung ho start drinking. Ain't no need for all that. Real cool place. I love the Rainbow Food Co-op. And this coffee shop right here is real good too. I really wish I could get over here more often than I do. I'm just not in a situation where I could whiz over here for a coffee, Mr. $5 coffee guy. There's our stadium. And it's Jackson State Stadium. Y'all go see you a Tiger game, man. Go Tigers. Walter Payton, I believe, played for Jackson State. He was number 34, Chicago Bears. He ran the stadium. He also ran the Pearl River Sandhills. His claim to fame about his powerful acceleration as a running back, and also his agility, reaction time. Things like that. Things like that you study in exercise science. Now, I believe in all those measurements. Don't have to do them because, the proof is in the pudding, right? You win the game. You bust a move. Do what you gotta do to make the touchdown, you know what I'm saying, man? Just push it all the way, just go for it. Sure would like to get rid of this cold. There's my childhood pediatrician, Dr. Jenkins, and then I had some kind of pervy dentist doctor person over here. And this Billy, I don't know what that was all about. He was okay. I mean, he had all this cool equipment and stuff, but he was like Mr. Cool Daddy, and groping his assistant and stuff. It was so cheesy. I wasn't scared to tell my mother because of what happened. I just scared to tell her that she wouldn't believe me because it's so cheesy, and then she'd think I'm nuts, making it up. You were on that laughing gas, so you don't really know what was going on. I'm telling you, and the nurse knew that I was aware, and the guy was talking funny and doing weird stuff and grabbing his nurse. It wasn't really horrible. I mean, I don't remember. They weren't getting naked or anything. Did you see them getting naked? Folks ought to get naked every now and then, man. They can't wear clothes all the time. You gotta take a bath. You gotta get naked with your girlfriend. Get the friction on. Jackson Mall, man. Big ups for Jackson Mall. Ain't gonna rock down to Bailey Avenue. Nearly bought a Mustang in '94, but I talked myself out of it. You can get that air to go 49 North, Medgar Evers. And then you gotta wait a whole nother round of lights before you get the green to go straight. Social Security claims. I got a feeling that if I got a lawyer, I'd figure out that I'm owed a lot of back pay. But you know, the attempts that we've made just in the Social Security office, that they say that their computers tell them that I'm getting the maximum benefit that I can, but it also says on the computer that it's unlikely that I'll find work, that I'll have to be self-employed. Employers are not in the habit of hiring people with Meniere's syndrome, although they will keep someone who acquired Meniere's syndrome after they started working. Now, I decided, under the recommendation of several people, not to mention hearing impairment or Meniere's syndrome when I applied at Baptist. But I applied and I was part-time, and the manager did try to get rid of me. He was watching me one day when I was reading something. I didn't have my glasses with me. My vision is different now than it was then, but I didn't have my glasses with me. I was kind of holding the paper sort of close to me. He's like, "Are you blind too? You're deaf and blind? You know, you didn't put that on the application. We ought to I'm thinking about just letting you go." This guy was serious. He was real serious. He was real forthright like that, and he didn't like me. He had it out for me. I looked just like way too much like the dude at prom that was dancing with his girlfriend while he's sitting in the corner drinking punch. And not a real nice guy, you know. Kind of glad that he left. You know, most every day he was down here playing golf, you know, with the administrators anyway. And they seemed to like him, which I really couldn't figure out. It didn't really make sense. He just seemed like this Italian New Orleans kind of guy, you know, come to town and hey, I'll tell you what, I got a friend. I got a friend down in New Orleans. Get you some of this new Cybex. Don't be worried about the Nautilus, you know what I mean? I can get you the Cybex at a special price. And the special price that he got him went right into his pocket. You know, he charged him like, and the same thing happened at Healthplex Clinton. They hired a bunch of dudes from Chicago that talked some kind of fame game, and they got ripped off like way over $100,000. And they were warned by some of my ex-co-workers. I wasn't involved with it at all. I wasn't even living in the country. But I heard enough about it to know what happened, that they allowed these smooth talkers to overcharge them for treadmills and weight equipment. And, you know, we're talking about like, you know, a contract that's worth like $1 million or so. You know, and they're going to be sending checks out like a couple $100,000 at a time. As equipment arrives, they set it up, and they, you know, okay, this is the stuff. But you know, if you got a computer and you can make a printout, you can make, you know, some, you know, pencil neck believe that they pay that price for that equipment is the right price. And they got the wrong price. They got ripped off. And by the time they caught up to it, it was too late. And then the guys from Chicago said, "Yeah, just resign and leave." So another sad story for the Baptists. That's 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I love Cybex. Great equipment. So I guess the antacid, fast-acting, soothing relief of heartburn, acid indigestion, sour stomach, pressure and bloating, and then you blow it out your ass just like a goose. So nice. Some fond memories down here, you know, when Bob Bailey was down here at the Hawkins Field. When he was in his element and around his airplanes, he was really a, you know, fantastic guy, very knowledgeable, and, you know, could make it simple for you. You know, because I'm not a professional pilot, but he made it simple for me about how to operate, steer a plane. I was not that quick about learning about the gauges, and you got to know about the gauges. You really do, and you got to be quick about it in case there's an emergency up there. But I didn't have the passion to take the training to become a pilot. You know, I had other passions. And I have flown with a few people I trust other than my dad. And, you know, I've taken the stick, so to speak, quite a few times. Pretty interesting neighborhood right here. You know, some of these areas that I drive through may be obvious to you, and especially if you live in Jackson, there's prostitutes walking around. You know, I mean, you know, not everybody walking is one. You don't have to be a prostitute to take a walk. Plenty of people out there just love to walk, and there's people out there that can't afford a car at the moment. Oh, you get closer to home. This is good. And it's cooling down. now getting around Jackson is pretty easy and fun. And you don't have to contend with a lot of traffic. And now there's more road rage now than I remember ever having before. But people did do it. I mean, as far back as the 70s, or just maybe as long as there's been cars. I mean, people are going to yell out of a car sometimes. They're going to, you know, just like being on a horse. You know, everybody thinks they own the road, but you don't. It's a privilege to drive. I'm enjoying it very much. Went a long time without driving cars. Upper limit 70, I think that's okay. You know, minimum 40, I rarely see anybody doing 40. I would say that everybody's doing between 55 and 80. Most everybody. 719. Now, I'm in a hurry to get home because I want to start that painting. I may film her while she's up there. Making a rockumentary, man. Here's the old Metro. Like Eiffel Tower, doesn't it? I feel sexy. Sexy Eiffel Tower. I forgot how that song goes. The little alternative rock song. Eiffel Tower. By Fiona. 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 Sexy Eiffel Tower. You know, like people got to go all the way to Paris and look at the Eiffel Tower to feel sexy. I don't need to go that far. I go to Byron and feel sexy. It's been a long time though. Running down the road, trying to loosen my load. The world troubles on my mind.